Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops.
I just want to know one question. I hope somebody got the answer for me. I just want to know what the hell is going on in the heavyweight division. What is going on? I just woke up to multiples of articles where Josh was stating that he's just not mentally, physically, emotionally ready for me. That it may take up to 2020 till he can build up the courage to really fight me. Basically talking about getting me old. And don't you know this black don't crack? I ain't getting old no time soon. Trust me. Trust me. Is these guys that scared? I keep telling y'all guys over and over again, I'm the most feared. Again, I repeat, I am the most feared heavyweight in the division. None of these champions, the best, don't want their O to go. They don't want to lose their record. And then Hearns talking about he'll knock me out in 3. Didn't make the motherfucking fight then. Why you scared? It's either two things. Either y'all scared or y'all doping too. Which one is it?
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo, and the Patreon family. We were working. Now, I got a hunch, and either Deontay Wilder himself watches some of the content on the channel, or maybe someone affiliated with Deontay Wilder, like his right-hand man or something, because I just did a video about this, like, let's say 12 hours or so ago, late last night, regarding Anthony Joshua did an interview with Sky Sports, and he was talking about, I'm not going to be pressured to fighting Deontay Wilder. We'll fight him at my pace when it's the best time. If that's next year, the year after that, 2020, he says we'll fight him when we're good and ready, and I'll have the best chance of beating him. Because what if I fight him next year and it wasn't the right time because I needed more tune-ups? So it's pretty shocking for Joshua, who is a champion with 2 belts, to say that. Made a video about it, and literally just an hour ago from recording this video, Deontay Wilder, you've seen the clip at the beginning, he already responded to the Joshua interview. And he poses a lot of questions and says almost verbatim some of the same things I was saying in my video. I want to read his caption to you. He says, "Dear boxing fans, well, there you have it. Now Anthony Joshua," and he tagged him, "is officially soul searching while he scrolls through the misty park. Basically, what I'm saying is that he's scared as well. But no, Mr. Eddie Hearn goes on record, states that AJ KOs me within 3 rounds. You see, in the hurt business, people on the outside looking in are the ones that don't have to feel the pain in the ring. But they are the first to build unnecessary courage, then say dumb shit. Why? Because they don't have to be the poor soul that travels through the jungle and faces the monster. Like I said, I'm the most feared heavyweight in the division. Once I became champion, me and my team have tried for years to get the best out there. People, do your research. I've called out all of the so-called majority fans best of the division have to offer, but what really happens when I do? Well, if you don't know, I'll tell you. They either go route and run, they either go another route and run, as they was in the 1984 Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street horror film, or they become a member of Pinky and the Brain. But instead of trying to unify and take over the world, they instead shot stuff in their asses or take it through their throat, all because of an Alabama native that goes by the name of Deontay Wilder. Wow. Where there goes a great fight, not once but twice out of 3 great fights, all stolen from the overly anxious and highly excited boxing fans. Why I'm always the one blamed for grown-ass men making bad decisions. I don't make them nor tell them to take banned substances. They do that dumb shit on their own. So if you're mad, I'm not the one to blame. In fact, I've done nothing but the right things and always deliver an exciting fight. 38-0, 37 by way of knockout. But it's always Bomb Squad's fault. LOL. Why? But be real, is it because I'm black? and this so-called great country of America rather bash the blacks while talking highly and praise everyone else that's not of dark color? These are serious questions I'm eager to know, and I'm not looking for anyone's sympathy towards my career issues because I know for facts God got me covered. Trust me. Love you all. Sincerely, the champ. Wow. Wilder was going in. Hey, listen. On my channel, Boxingego, I told you, this is new media. All that other bullshit y'all used to listening to, where people could just point the finger and say ridiculous, retarded things, that's no longer the case. You got to make it make sense nowadays. And in my opinion, he's speaking a lot of truthful statements. There have been great fights. Listen, there's nobody in boxing that I could think of that had three separate opponents in the span of 16 months who had scheduled Deontay Wilder fights, right? And they all tested positive for something that was on the ban list. That's unheard of. Unheard of. And if you don't know your shit, Povetkin, the Polish fighter, Andre Wawowski, and then Luis Ortiz. And I don't care if you would if you want to try to minimalize it, it was just heart rate medicine. It was banned. It wasn't declared. That's your fucking fault. It's simple. It's simple. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my dude Linroy, man. My dude Linroy. Now I got an interview with my dude Linroy, and he confirms that Wilder, he's been in there with Povetkin, Luis Ortiz, AJ, and Wilder, and he says something about Wilder's powers is different. The interview will be up soon, but shout out to my dude Linroy Thomas. He was just in camp with Wilder. So, I mean, in all actuality, what Wilder's saying, you got to make it make sense, and you got to disprove him. AJ did a public interview, Sky Sports, Johnny Nelson and them, and he's saying, I'll fight him when we feel it's the right time. And if that's next year, and I don't know, I don't typically prefer that talk from champions. And the worst thing about it is Deontay Wilder gets blamed for this. They call him bum squad and cherry picker, but he's actively pursued Joseph Parker and AJ, who to my knowledge have not failed drug tests, but they haven't looked like they wanted to fight him next, right? And other people like Povetkin and Luis Ortiz would have been great fights, great accomplishments, great names to add to the resume, but they didn't pass drug tests. You know what I'm saying? Listen, like I said on my channel, Deontay Wilder keeps screaming, I'm the most feared man in boxing. So the burden's on you to disprove him. How is he not the most feared heavyweight? You know what I'm saying? When guys are literally doing stuff that aren't by the book, taking things that are banned. And see, this is the thing, if you know anything about the PEDs game, and this video, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I know my shit. You know what I mean? Not that I've ever used PEDs, but I know people have done anabolic steroids and different stuff like that. The whole goal is to not get caught. Ask Angel, Mimo Heredia, or any of these dudes that have been involved with that lifestyle. There's a great documentary on bodybuilding with the guy, I think he was taking synthol. It was, what's his name? Greg Valentino. And he was like a peddler. He was like pushing steroids and stuff. And then he did his own botched surgery because he had like something happened to his arm. And it was like hemorrhaging and stuff. And he tried to do his own. It was just crazy. His arms look ridiculous. But it's a dark world, the PEDs game. And anyway, the whole goal is, if you're doing stuff, you're jockeying for a position, trying to get an unfair advantage, and you're not trying to get caught. So what people do is flush their system, aka masking agents, by taking something else. So if they get popped for something, they'll get popped for the diuretic, which is the lesser of the two evils. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. So anytime you test positive for certain diuretics, there's a red flag, because that could be used to flush out your system, because it kind of like counteracts or maybe blocks the presence of the other. You know what I mean? It's maybe more detectable than whatever, because you're trying to flush the presence of the real hardcore thing. So I don't know what people are doing, but I do know that's a fact. You know what I mean? So again, new media. It's not just about saying it. If you feel Deontay Wilder is not the most feared heavyweight in the division, then you explain how. Like I said to you guys in the previous video, the Anthony Joshua interview, it sounded weird for a champion to say we could push it back as far as 2020. And like I said, the funniest thing is this: Deontay Wilder is saying like a lot of the same stuff that I'm saying. And see, like Joshua, I wish he didn't say that, because I just randomly clicked on his video and look what people are calling for. AJ versus Deontay Wilder. You a hoe till you fight Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And this is just what fight Wilder. Look, you need the Wilder fight, my G. Fans want to see it, so I don't think Joshua should have said that. Talking about we'll fight it when it makes the most sense because it's a career. Like, people, boxing fans especially, are very critical. They're not trying to hear that. And I understand you have a career, but you took a tough Klitschko fight. You're taking a Kubrat Pulev fight, and Pulev has done interviews where he kind of sounded afraid of you. So you should be the favorite in that. Plus, we've seen Pulev stop before. We haven't seen you stop in a pro fight. So that, in essence, that is more or less your mandatory duty and kind of a tune-up. You know what I mean? Because he's not considered, Pulev is a ranked guy, but he's not considered the best of the division. You know what I mean? Wilder's never been stopped as a pro. Pulev has. So, you know what I mean? No one's asking him to fight Wilder and then Luis Ortiz and Klitschko, and you know what I mean, all back to back, and then Tyson Fury. That's not, no one's trying to stack your career like that. But the Wilder fight is long overdue, as far as I'm concerned. Long overdue. And I tell you guys this all the time, and Wilder corroborated and said the same thing that I said, is what happens is the fans and promoters and trainers and stuff, when they start getting into the mix, they actually make it worse. Because if they didn't say nothing, then maybe you could like sweep it on the rug and prolong it or something. But when your own promoter is talking about, oh yeah, we can knock out Wilder, we'll knock him out in 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? You say that, now the bullseye's on your back, because that, I want to see that. If you knock him out in 3 rounds, let me see that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what always happens. Like, I just interviewed my dude Sean Porter. Sean Porter, I got an exclusive interview with him, and Danny Garcia did his interviews, and he was saying Sean Porter's been protected and he will get knocked out if Danny Garcia said I'll knock him out. But the rumor is Danny Garcia is trying to fight Brandon Bam Bam Rios, who's been pretty inactive as of late. Most people would prefer a Sean Porter fight over Brandon Rios. You know what I'm saying? And this interview came out after Sean Porter got tied up with Adrian Granado. So the thing is, this is like, you can't say stuff. You know what I'm saying? You talking about you knock out Sean Porter. Sean Porter said to me directly, he said, okay, you'll knock me out. I just want to know when. Show me that. You know what I'm saying? Show me when this is happening. And the interview's on the page. So even though it wasn't Anthony Joshua per se who said it, it was his promoter. That's still a guy who represents you, and he's talking about you should. You know what I'm saying? You'll knock him out in 3. People want to see that. You know what I mean? People, we understand the Pulev fight. That makes sense. You know, it's a mandatory. But why can't Wilder and Joshua fight in 2018? It's not a good look any way you slice it, because no matter what, there's no one in heavyweight division aside from Tyson Fury, who's like 400 pounds, that's going to make even remotely the same amount of money. This would be Joshua's biggest paycheck, most likely. You know what I mean? It would definitely do great. You could say maybe the Klitschko fight, but because I know they both got paid handsomely, but Klitschko's done for, so you've already collected that. So there's no one current that you could fight outside of Wilder, maybe Tyson Fury, who's not even 100% fit to fight right now. That's going to be a bigger paycheck. Pulev, stuff like that. And it won't be as desired by the fans. So that's Deontay Wilder's response. Like I said, new media. If you disagree, then explain how he's not the most feared. You can't just say, oh, Joshua will kill him. All that stuff is dead. If that's what you feel, that's cool. But explain how he's not the most feared when you have another champion who says, you know what if I fight him next year and it wasn't the right time? So we're going to do this. No one's going to rush us. I mean, Wilder's like black don't crack. I ain't getting old, but I'm still trying to fight you. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.